Lettuce wilting, just a few days after you buy it. The way you store it could be the reason. Finding wilted lettuce in your refrigerator means wasted food and money. Today I'll share 5 tips to keep it crisp longer and revive leaves that are starting to wilt. Welcome back to Nancy Home. Let's find the storage method that works best for your family. Let's start with the simplest tip, a storage method we often see at the supermarket but do not always use properly at home. Plastic wrap works especially well for a whole head of romaine or iceberg lettuce when you are not ready to separate the leaves. Remove any damaged outer leaves and check the lettuce for moisture. If it feels damp, pat it dry with paper towels, especially around the base and folded outer leaves. One thing worth remembering is that trapped moisture can make lettuce soften faster. With this method, I prefer washing the lettuce only when I am ready to use it. Wrap the entire head of lettuce snugly with plastic wrap, making sure to cover the base carefully. This helps slow moisture loss and protects the leaves from the dry air inside the refrigerator. Place it in the crisper drawer where heavier foods will not crush it. When you need some, simply unwrap what you plan to use and cover the rest again. It is a very easy method when you want to keep the lettuce whole and ready for another meal. That was the method I used for lettuce I have just brought home. With this next method, I'll show you how to revive a few leaves that have been forgotten in the refrigerator and are starting to look a little wilted. Separate the leaves and rinse them gently under cold running water. Fill a large bowl with cold water, add a few ice cubes, and let the lettuce soak for about 5 to 7 minutes. That short soak is usually enough. Lettuce is delicate, so leaving it in water too long can make the leaves waterlogged and easier to bruise. See the difference? The leaves already look firmer and fresher. Let them drain well and gently pat away the remaining moisture. Line the bottom of a clean plastic container with paper towels. Place the lettuce leaves inside. Closing the lid. The paper towels will help absorb excess moisture so it does not sit directly against the lettuce leaves. I like this method because the leaves are already washed and ready to use. When you want a salad or sandwich, you can simply take out what you need. Check the container every 2 or 3 days, and if the paper towels feel damp, replace them with fresh ones. That little check can make a noticeable difference throughout the week. The third method is useful when you want to prepare lettuce ahead, but would rather save a little refrigerator space. This time, we are using a simple zip-top bag. Separate the lettuce leaves and remove any that are bruised, yellowing, or starting to feel slimy. Fill a large bowl with cold water, add a small pinch of salt and 1 teaspoon of baking soda, then stir until dissolved. The baking soda helps loosen dirt and residue from the surface, while the salt helps rinse away tiny particles of dirt that may be hiding between the layers of leaves. Let the lettuce soak for about 7 minutes, then rinse it under cold running water. Drain and dry the leaves well, especially around the base where moisture tends to collect. place the leaves loosely in a clean zip-top bag. Close the zipper almost completely, leaving a small opening. Then use a clean straw to gently draw out some of the excess air. Stop before the bag begins pressing against the lettuce, then seal it right away. Keep the bag away from apples, bananas, and tomatoes because they release ethylene gas, which can cause lettuce to deteriorate faster. Check the bag every few days, especially if you notice moisture inside. Depending on how fresh the lettuce was when you bought it, this method can help the leaves stay crisp for about 7 to 10 days. If you are storing only a small amount of separated lettuce leaves, a glass jar can be a very convenient option. Use lettuce that has been washed and dried completely. This is especially important when using a glass jar with a tight lid. If the leaves are still damp, moisture will become trapped inside and the lettuce will soften more quickly. Choose a clean, completely dry glass jar that is wide enough for the leaves to fit comfortably inside. Line the bottom with 1 or 2 layers of dry paper towels, then gently place the leaves in the jar. Do not pack them too tightly and leave a little space at the top before sealing the lid. This method keeps everything neat and makes it easy to see the condition of the lettuce without opening the lid too often. I also like this method because the tight-fitting lid helps prevent the lettuce from absorbing odors from other foods in the refrigerator. Every 2 or 3 days, check the paper towels and replace them if they feel damp. This method is especially suitable for smaller households or when you only need to store a moderate amount of lettuce. As long as the leaves stay completely dry and the paper towels are replaced when needed, the lettuce can remain fresh for about 7 to 10 days. Finally, we have come to what may be the most interesting method on this list. When living lettuce is sold with healthy roots still attached, it can stay fresh for 2 or even 3 weeks if cared for properly. All you need is a cup of water and a little time to check it every few days. Start by looking at the base. If the very bottom appears slightly dry, trim off only about 1/4 inch and leave the roots intact. Pour about 1 inch of clean water into a cup or jar. Then place only the roots in the water. Keep all of the leaves above the waterline because wet leaves can quickly become soft and spoil. Loosely place a clean plastic bag over the lettuce to slow moisture loss, but do not tie it closed. Set the jar in a secure spot in the refrigerator where it will not easily tip over or be crushed by heavier foods. Every 2 or 3 days, change the water and rinse the cup if the water begins to look cloudy. It takes less than a minute, but it will help keep the roots clean and allow the lettuce to stay fresh longer. This method may also help lettuce stay fresh longer than any of the other 5 methods, as long as you take a few minutes to check it and change the water regularly. The best part is that when lettuce is stored properly, you'll always have fresh, crisp leaves ready in the refrigerator whenever you need a quick meal. Just take out as much as you need and combine it with cucumbers, tomatoes, carrots, or whatever ingredients you already have at home. You can also add boiled eggs, chicken, or cheese to make the salad more filling. Quick, fresh, and no complicated preparation needed. I hope these storage methods help you waste less food, save a little money, and make everyday cooking simpler. Of these 5 methods, which one do you like best? Or do you have another tip that you always use at home? Please share it with me in the comments. I would truly love to read about your experience. If you enjoy simple and helpful kitchen tips like these, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and join me for the next videos. Thank you for spending time with me today.